There are nerds, and then there are next level nerds. You've got comic book fans arguing whether Superman or Goku wins in an endless fight, anime otakus shouting Dr. Bayo at random, trading card nerds throwing down in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like they're dueling for their souls, and video game nerds who are still lost somewhere in Elden Ring. We've got the spiritual nerds, the witches, the wizards, the Wiccans, lighting candles and summoning vibes. And of course, the supernatural crowd, who dream of living that Sam and Dean life, battling demons, Shinigami, or whatever goes bump in the night. Now what happens if you throw all these obsessions together in one ridiculous anime blender? You get some cringy, chaotic, and somehow still brilliant. Sure, the first episode might have you scratching your head and asking, what the fuck did I just watch?
Guess it's 'cause you're so easy to talk to.
Oh,
Let you
shit.
suckle my teats, boy.
Oh, hell no.
If you let me gobble your dog.
Oh, hell no. Get the fuck out of there, yeah. But then you're gonna ask yourself, am I attracted to GILFs? If you can survive that first episode, what comes next is one of the wildest, funniest rides of 2024. All right, let's talk about Before we dive into the insanity that is this anime, let's quickly talk about its history. It's based on the manga by Yukinobu Tatsu, who might be recognized as a former assistant on Chainsaw Man and Hell's Paradise. That influence definitely shows in the chaotic energy and wild panel work, but this time Tatsu has full control, bringing his own brand of madness into the mix. Now the anime adaptation dropped in 2024 and it's handled by Science Saru. If you remember that and it sounds familiar, that's because we went over the history of Science Saru in my Scott Pilgrim Takes Off review video, which you could probably see up here. If you click and you haven't seen it, go see it. They got a distinct energetic style, and their past work includes Devilman Crybaby, Ping Pong the Animation, and Tatami Galaxy. They're also known for pushing their animation in bold, unique directions. With this series, they've really let loose. The plot of this anime is chaotic and wild as you expect. We follow Ken Takakura. He and Momo go to the high school together and they share an unusual bond. Both believe in paranormal phenomenon that most people would call crazy. Ken is obsessed with UFOs and Momo believes in ghosts, but the two cross paths in a way that ties their worlds together in ways they never could have imagined. After a bizarre series of events including ghostly encounters, alien invasions, and a whole host of other supernatural occurrences, Ken and Momo find themselves on a journey filled with action, mystery, and unpredictable twists. From alien invasions to ghostly hauntings, the pair navigate a world where the supernatural is all too real. The deeper they get, the more they realize that the forces that they're up against are far more complex and dangerous than they ever could have imagined. It's not about battling aliens and ghosts, it's about their growth as individuals. Beneath the chaos, there's a surprising amount of heart. With Ken and Momo finding each other as they face the bizarre world around them. If you love unpredictability, this is one for you. It's got that Chainsaw Man, Mob Psycho 100 energy, where absurdity, action, and heartfelt moments collide in the most unexpected ways. But if we're talking purely about the plot, I'd give it a 1.7 out of 3. It does what it's supposed to do. It pulls you in. Just looking at the first season, it's hard to get a solid grasp on what the actual plot is. Yes, the main goal is to get Kintakura's. Yes, the main goal is to get Oberun's balls back, and these wild encounters somehow connect to that. But the story constantly shifts, almost like it's literally losing the plot. While I know from reading the manga, things do expand and become more immersive and structured, if we're judging just off of what we've seen so far in the anime, yeah, I think 1.7 is a fair score to give it. The world building in DanDanDan is already starting off solid. Even if it's still in its early stages, we're introduced to not only a world of spirits and ghosts, but also vast cosmic space. The idea that aliens have been trying to invade Earth for ages, but they're too scared to mess with ghosts, and it's a unique and hilarious twist. The fact that humans with psychic powers are aware of these ghosts but don't understand the full scope of their power adds layer to the story. It's clear there's a lot more to this world than we've seen so far. The potential for future exploration of this universe is huge, especially as we dig deeper into the holes these ghosts play, not just as menacing entities, but as protectors also. The show hints at even grander mysteries, and even if the anime continues to deliver, we could see some wild expansions on what we've seen in this first season. With all that said, for now, I'm going to give the world building a 2 out of 3. The pieces are all there, but the full picture is still waiting to unfold. Character development in DanDanDan is one of the show's strongest aspects. Momo starts off yearning for the wrong type of companionship, trapped in a relationship with a terrible boyfriend who just wants to use her. But she finds someone who truly appreciates her in Ken Takakura, who, by the way, is named by her favorite man in the world, and just the ideal of what a man is. Just a famous... He's a famous actor. I think he played as Golo 13, the Sniper King in the live action. I'll have to fact check that. And the best part, Ken actually transforms into that ideal version of himself thanks to the power of Turbo Granny. The two of them, along with the quirky cast around them, make for a compelling character dynamic. Ken and Momo both feel like outcasts, nerds who are into ghosts and aliens, and their shared experience brings them together in a meaningful way. Turbo Granny, in particular, is a fun character. She's nonchalant, but acts as a guide through their chaotic adventures, pushing them to grow. On top of that, characters like Akira, the girl with the pink hair, she undergoes a significant development. She goes from a typical mean girl to a more complex character with depth, showing a side of herself that actually makes her an asset to the team. And then we got my boy, Shinji, my favorite character. Even though we don't know much about him yet in this season, I have a feeling he's going to, well, I'm not going to have a feeling. I know for a fact he's going to stand out in future episodes, especially in part 2 or whatever, if it's going to be season 2 to the later on it comes out in June, I think. Is top notch. It doesn't just focus on their external actions, but digs into their motivations and growth. I'm giving this section a 3 out of 3. It's clear these characters are on a journey, and it's going to be fun to see where it takes them. And I'm going to give it 3 out of 3 so far but also because the deepness of each character. We don't have that much in the cast, but it seems like we at least get an episode of 2 deeply explaining their reasons, explaining what ties them to the story. And I love, and y'all should, if y'all don't know me so far, I love when the side characters are heavily developed, almost as much as the main characters themselves. So 3 out of 3. The animation of DanDanDan is a visual treat. As someone who went from watching the first episode of the anime and going straight to the manga, I can tell you that the anime stays true to the source material, shot for shot. It's almost like watching the manga come straight to life, which is a rare and satisfying experience when it comes to anime. The color palette really pops, especially during action scenes and comedic moments. It perfectly complements the humor and the high-octane action. Whether if it's a goofy moment or a more serious, eerie scene, the animation captures the tone beautifully. While it may not be the most groundbreaking animation ever, it fits well with DanDanDan's aesthetic so perfectly that elevates the entire experience for the show. For that reason, I'm giving the animation a 2.7 out of 3. It's not perfect, but damn near close. It works just extremely well for the show, and I'm pretty sure it's really what draws people in outside of the jaw-dropping plot from the first episode. But the art, especially the art, you gotta just read the manga, but what I'm saying is that is probably the most damn near most perfect anime to complement the art. Okay, this one's easy, alright? Let me just go ahead and give them a bonus 0.5 because of only one reason. And that is the opening theme. Come on, like, Creepy Nuts, holy shit. They always hit shit out the park. They already did their thing on the Mashal season 2, you know, but this right here, I don't know which one's better. Both of them are heat. I love them. DanDanDan might be getting more seasons, but I'm really hoping that this is the only opening that they get. Like, this is I mean, I don't know what anime actually keeps their openings, but I just hope that this is the first anime that decides to not switch up their opening theme music, okay? The energy, the vibe is all there. For the rest of the anime, you can keep up with this. One thing I can say is I might need to sit down and think about just unskippable intros, and that would be high on the list. That would be very, very high on the list. So, yeah, I'm just trying to think what else is I'm trying to think what else are unskippable intros. Smile Bomb, Yu Yu Hakusho, definitely. Like I said, DanDanDan, the Bring Bum Bum, Mashal season 2. I could say Bluebird from Naruto. Y'all let me in the comments. What are some you can't skip these. You have to watch the opening every time because it's such a bop. Y'all let me know. All in all, this anime is an absolute triumph. With the score of 9.9 out of 12, it falls into it almost hit masterpiece, just 0.1 point away from being a masterpiece, but it's still a supreme anime. And that's how close it could get. It nails a wild blend of action, comedy, supernatural chaos while keeping things fresh and engaging. The animation, the energy, the sheer what the hell am I watching factor, it all comes together in a way that few animes manage to pull off. But what's even more exciting is that it's just the beginning. with the next season dropping this summer, there's a real chance it could push itself into a masterpiece territory, especially if it sticks to the strengths of the manga and maintain the same level of quality that we've seen so far in it. If they keep up the momentum, refine the patching a bit, and continue adapting to the story faithfully, then maybe this time next year we might be talking about one of the best animes of this generation. And this is the end of the video. If I've earned your subscription and you like my videos, I have a lot more. I try to post a review every week, and so please go ahead and subscribe. It really helps this. Like this video because that helps this channel too, and who doesn't want to help a small time creator, you know, and watch their rise. Hopefully a rise happens. Comment and help me out by letting me know an anime that you would like me to check out and make a review video for. I'll even give you a shout out, especially if it's a great anime. Or if it's a bad anime, I can curse you out at the end. Alright, that's our deal. Alright, I'll give you a shout out if it's good. I'll curse you out if it's not. And also, if you're not doing nothing or you're bored, or you're probably just letting this play as you sleep, or just having it playing in the background. Oh, I got your attention now. Thank you. Won't you check out my next video right here, my review on Kaiju number 8. To give you some little rundown on it, it's like, what if a guy can turn into Godzilla? Yeah, like just turn into Godzilla, but decides to just kick other monsters' asses as Godzilla. Check it out, okay? Just click the video.